With all the pride, you did, son of a bitch. Hold on. Let me share. You know how this works, right?
Now watch what I got to do. I got to hit this or else.
Smack it up, flip it, rub it down. And that's going to say Heavy Metal Kid the whole time.
Oh, it is.
God, you're dragging me down.
What's up, dark judges, desperados, and dudes in dick-shaped helmets? You're listening to Cursed Earth Radio, the one and only podcast bringing dread to the dreadless.
Broadcasting outside the walls of Mega City 1 across the Black Atlantic in North America. I'm Cool Johnny Cool.
It actually says that you're a Heavy Metal Kid.
Fuck off.
And you're listening. Oh, wait, we said that already. Hey, this week we've got all the fucking progs. We were gone for a while. Now we're back. Everybody's excited, as is proven by the huge number of people in the chat right now.
I thought we were going to have a bouncer to keep it clear.
I know. Well, let's tell them what we're looking at, and maybe that'll bring some people in.
Geez, now you're going to make me say the thing, aren't you?
Yep.
Fuck, hold on. I had a list. There's too many. We've been gone. Don't put your head in your hands like this isn't how it's always. We are doing all the progs. 2287, 2288, 28289, and 2290.
Well, I thought you were going to tell us, like,
fuck no.
And in the first prog, Judge Dredd
fights a garbage can. Dexter pretends it's Peaky Blinders. There's a fucking terror tales about Sid Barrett. There's fucking breaks in there.
Skip Tracer. Don't mind if I do.
Oh, he's got dad jokes, and he's not even a dad.
What's going on, man? It's been a long time.
Jesus, it's been. Well, you know what? If you're going to listen to Cursed Earth Radio, you should be used to the fact that we disappear for a month every now and then.
Yeah, man. We're like your dad when you were a kid, except for we always come back. And we
went out for smokes, but we're back, kids.
That's right, man. That's right. What have you been up to?
Reading progs, all the goddamn progs.
All the progs, yeah. I did all my reading today.
Oh, so you're going to be sharper than me.
I guess that's the first time and maybe last that'll ever be said.
Hey, Doug Moore says Wiener.
It's officially started. Yeah.
The party don't start until I wiener.
You know, there was a point when we so I was on tour.
There was never a point.
I was on tour. We said there was a point where we thought, you know what? Maybe we can pull this off while I'm on tour. But
I'm sure you pulled some stuff off on tour, but it wasn't doing the podcast.
It's kind of hard when you're in a van full of four dudes, man. Yeah, 5 dudes. Sorry.
Depends.
No, what ended up happening, what I did realize from this whole ordeal going on tour is that there's no possibility to continue a podcast like this while you're on tour because you're just waiting. But you're waiting with other people and it's always noisy. You know, you wake up in the morning, you get in the van, you wait to get to the venue. You get to the venue, and it's noisy in the van because there's 4 dudes talking and loud music.
Farting. And
you get to the venue and you're waiting to play for like 4 hours.
Mm-hmm.
And it's noisy because they're playing music and people are sound checking. And then you play for like 40 minutes and then you wait to go home and it's noisy. Then you go to the hotel and it's noisy because you're in a room full of 4 or 5 dudes. No ladies, no groupies, not that kind of tour.
Sign me up for that tour. I'd love to be on that tour.
Yeah. And then you just do the whole thing again. So it's like I had the most fucking time on the planet. But I couldn't use it to do anything other than just exist.
Yeah.
And I'm not complaining. It was amazing. It was a blast. But there's no quiet time. There's no alone time. Everybody gets to that point too, where you got to have your like little alone time. Our drummer disappeared one day and we're like, where the fuck are you, dude? We're waiting to go eat. It's been like hours. And he's like, I'm eating custard in the parking lot. And we were all fucking pissed, but we were also like, yeah, man, I wish I was eating custard by myself in the parking lot because these motherfuckers snore.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like everybody needs that little break of like time to yourself, but you really don't have it, man. I wish we could have done it. I wish we could have done Cursed Earth Radio because we could have done 1 million episodes. I have nothing to do.
And we're going to do 1 million right now.
We have a lot to cover, man. I know news-wise, though, I will say they just announced Hiya Toys, another variant, which I'm not going to order.
Yeah, same. We got the grayscale Judge Dredd, the grayscale.
Oh, foo.
The grayscale Mortis, which means inevitably there's a grayscale fire and a grayscale fear.
Yeah, and you know, I'm kind of like this. I'm kind of like, all right, man. I'm like, I'm on board, but you're doing too many grayscales right now.
Dude, I have pre-ordered everything. Also, that went up in pre-order while you're on tour. We're getting Judge Cal with fucking Judge Fish.
Yeah.
Tell me Hiya Toys is not doing the Lord's work.
For me, it's one of those things where it's what I've always wanted, and it couldn't come at a worse time because I'm like, I guess it just wasn't playing. I had no faith in Hiya Toys. No faith in Hiya Toys. You
really didn't.
So I didn't like, I'll set aside a little money for this one. I'll set aside a little money for that one. No, I had no faith in Hiya Toys. So I set aside no money. And here we are. And I know what's going to happen, man. I'm going to have to get them all. And I'm just going to have to find the money. So kill a man, suck a man. I don't know.
Wow.
Something is getting done to somebody so that I can get money. I'm doing whatever I got to do to get Judge
Fire?
Cal
off
and Judge Fish and Judge Fire.
Dude, I hope if they're going this deep well, I hope we get Judge Quincy.
Yeah.
In his boxers. And then Judge Slocum with a vial of fermenting fluid so we can pick one.
Oh my God. Man, it might happen. I used to say, there's no fucking way they'll ever do that. At this point,
here we are.
Anything's fucking possible, man.
We're going to get a fucking auto sump.
Yeah.
We're going to get an auto sump.
Yeah.
I can only hope we get a Walter because I will buy you one a month and just keep throwing them at you.
I already got the guy tattooed on me.
You do, hastily drawn by me, which is even worse.
Yeah, no, man. That's the best tattoo I've got. Well, because I thought if I just get Walter tattooed on me, maybe he'll stop talking about Walter. Nope, it just made it worse.
No, dude. I got an issue of Judge Dredd at a flea market in the southern part of West Virginia. Yeah. So that no hook hand guy, no fireworks, no Playboys, no Ninja Stars. But I did get a Judge Dredd. I paid $4 for the fucking thing.
Oh man, that's not bad.
I've got the story, the Stooky Glander story, like in five other volumes. Right. But I'm like, I can't not bring this home. And I was at the local comic book store last week looking for a Batman the Cult.
Yeah.
Because I've got issue 3 and 4, but I don't have 1 and 2. I didn't find those, but I found that 2000 AD Greatest Hits that was going to come out. Yeah, I found that for $1.
Wow.
And I couldn't
it's out, and it just kind of no one gave a shit because it was COVID time.
I couldn't find anything else to buy. I'm like, I'm not putting $1 on my card.
Right.
As much of a dork as I am.
So you put $2 on your card?
I did. I bought.
That's amazing. We've all got to draw the line somewhere.
That's it right there.
I feel like that, this is way off topic, but I feel like that I'm not putting $1 on my card comes back from like the old days when like, if you didn't put like $5 or more, you got charged a fee.
Yeah.
Right? That's just like, is that just like
it's old programming,
leftover programming? Yeah.
They're going to hit me for this. I'm not just fucking putting $1 on here.
I'm like that with ordering records because I order so many records from overseas that I go, I better order 3 because I'm paying $15 or $20 in shipping. But my problem is I do that when I order something from like, Pennsylvania.
Yeah. Well, I mean, in our defense, we both for our bands have shipped merch overseas.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but when somebody asks, places an order with us, I always tell them, you might want to buy more than the CD because it's going to cost me $30 to get this to you. You might want to get some bang for your buck on this.
I know, man. Yeah. So I guess we should fucking dig into these, man.
Sure.
This first one, Grinders Keepers, which
from Prague, 2287.
And this, I didn't read, like I said, I didn't even read when I was on the road. But now that I was like reading these today, I was like, what the fuck wasn't I reading? I could read.
In between Wi-Fi signals.
Yeah. But this is, I fucking loved, I'm just going to say it right off the bat. I love this cover. And I love this cover because I fucking love this story.
Oh, this is great.
Oh, man. This is a perfect Judge Dredd one shot. Everything I like. Andy Clark. Hail Andy Clark. Great artwork. Great cover artwork. And great issue artwork by Nick Dyer. But, man, the strength was in the thing that we love so much on the show. Fucking droids gone mad.
Can you imagine being this entity that has possessed this garbage grinder in Mega City 1 because of the potential power in it?
Yeah.
And then you spend like 100 and some days getting shit in, getting thrown up in, getting pissed in.
Yeah.
And there's like one panel where somebody pisses in it and it just says this planet is hell.
Yeah. Not again. Oh God. Yeah, man. This, for whatever reason too, this made me really, really want to play the Judge Dredd miniatures game. And I don't know why. Maybe it's just that time where I'm starting to miss kind of playing games and having people over, but like for specifically the zaniness of this reminded me of the zaniness of that and made me want to play.
Can you imagine if the garbage grinder was a figure on the board?
Yeah.
They could just go berserk.
Oh my God.
Roll 12 to piss in its mouth.
And and it's not likely, but it is likely for High Toys. They're probably gonna have one.
Oh my God.
They've got everything.
That'd be fucking amazing.
So yeah, man, it's a real super simple story. Like Johnny said, alien presence comes down, jumps in a garbage compactor, and it's just biding its time while people throw all kinds of disgusting nonsense
right in its robot mouth.
And I love the degradation, like as it goes on. Like it starts out and it looks like pretty normal, pretty clean, but by the end of this thing, it's been spray painted, it's been puked on, and they represented that by having it like progressively just get worse and worse. And of course, it comes into contact with Judge Dredd, and he's got
the Protector Punisher.
Yeah,
he calls it. Like, wow, that was really fucking on the head there.
Yeah, he nailed it, man. I mean, there's nothing complex about this. It's fantastic. And of course, that very, very perfect one-shot little punchline where, as Johnny said, Dredd blows up the garbage compactor, but his consciousness then jumps into a public pay street toilet with a big old fat mustachioed mulleted man
coming out. I hope we revisit this at some point where it's been 200 days and he's just full of shit and piss and he can't take it anymore.
This could also be a tie-in with Intestinauts.
Yeah. Oh my God.
It could, man.
There could be Intestinauts in it right now.
What would be really super cool though is if they give us enough time to forget that this ever happened. And we just assume, like, say we go 15 years and this thing just jumps from thing to thing. And then sooner or later, it gets in something really threatening and powerful. It is the same thing.
It takes over a Mechanismo or something.
Yeah, same entity, but super powerful and ends up being like a mega epic.
I mean, this is 2000 AD where we have many times seen a inconsequential entity from 30 years ago and one panel in one story get brought back.
Yeah.
You go, hey, remember this? Well, it's this thing now.
Yeah. So yeah, you never know, man. I mean, I fucking love Dredd one shots. And it's weird because I don't love things like Terror Tales. I don't love Future Shocks. Those for me, I'm always like, anything but this. Except, well, there's a few things that I would rather not have, but I love a good Dredd one shot, man. And the zanier the better. That was kind of some of the stuff when we first started this podcast, that we would do Dredd time stories, and we would like each individually read one, and then the other one wouldn't know anything about it. We would tell each other about it. I really enjoyed doing that. We should do that again.
This really fits that mold.
Yeah. So this one's fantastic, man.
Yeah. So we did wrap up reel one of Hope in the Shadows.
Yeah.
Got real fucking weird.
It's and maybe we should just go ahead and talk about the whole arc here. I don't know if that's probably the best way to do it rather than jumping around.
So it turns out all our golden age celebrity analogs, we're all fucking in on it, literally and figuratively.
Yeah, man. There's like a 2-part M. Night Shyamalan reveal. It's like, yeah, like they're all in on it. They're together trying to make a spell in movie form, which is a cool idea. Which has been done by John Carpenter in the movie Cigarette Burns also. Mm-hmm. But the bigger twist is that they're all freaks of sex. They're all fucking bondage BDSM psychos.
I don't get the alligator costume. I'm not here to king shame, but I just don't get it.
I think that's called a yiffy. Is that true? Is that right?
I don't know, man. I do.
So here's how I understand it. Furries, the non-sexual kind.
There's a non-sexual kind?
Believe it or not, because we have Anthrocon in Pittsburgh. Do you know that? Do you know about this?
Nope.
Okay. So listeners in the UK and Cool Johnny Cool in Pittsburgh, 2 weekends ago, we had Anthrocon. Anthrocon is a furry convention, right? And what I've learned from friends who go to Anthrocon, because it's like they have a big parade. I knew somebody who worked the hotels.
Oh.
And they said this is what they said to me. They said during Anthrocon, we had to make a rule that no guest was allowed to bring litter boxes into the hotel and use them. Their litter boxes are banned on the premises.
No pun intended. Are you shitting me?
No, I'm not. And then what he said though was he said because all the Yiffies would bring litter boxes, and I said, whoa. What the fuck is a Yiffy? He said, Yiffies are furries, but they're the sex focused ones. And I went, so you're telling me that furries aren't in it for the sex? It's like, no, man, that's not their gig. Their gig is being animals and just kind of like running around being animals and rubbing up on each other, but it's not a sexual thing. It's a tactile thing. He said, Yiffies are people that dress like animals and fuck, which Vincent Price here fits all those categories.
After this convention was over, was the next convention the industrial strength cleaner convention?
And this is not exaggeration. This is not a joke in any way, but on my bucket list, I'm going to get a nice ass gorilla costume.
And that surprises me. Not.
I'm going to go to that convention and hang out with the
established dominance.
Furries. Yeah. I just want to be friendly. I don't want to fuck anybody. I've never, even at my most like teenage, hey, what's that? A JCPenney's catalog. I'll jack off to that. It's just a picture of a single bra. I don't care. Even at that level, I never wanted to have sex with someone while wearing an animal costume. But I want to hang out with people in a gorilla costume.
I mean, you feel free to do the podcast in a gorilla costume. I think it'd be fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
I blame the millennials. Before the internet and immediate instant access to every perversion, it's just fucking. Now you got to put clamps on your nipples, wear the horse mask, or else you can't get off. It's escalation, like where do you go from here?
Good old fashioned fucking just doesn't exist anymore. Yeah.
That's .com. That's my new website.
Yeah, man. I mean,
just plain fucking.
Yeah, that's true, man. Well, we've worked ourselves into a shoot, or literally worked ourselves out of a shoot. I don't know. Yeah, it's true, man. You go so far you can't come back.
Yeah, you keep upping the dose because now you got to have a clamp on your dick and you got to stick your finger in a socket, or else you can't get off. Where do you go from here?
Right. Yeah, it does.
From our humble beginnings with the stray Frederick of Hollywood catalog.
Let's take another twist and turn in the fucking nonsense mobile. And let me just say this: I watched the new David Cronenberg film, which is called Crimes of the Future. And
I saw that was a Minority Report.
Well, yeah, I'd much rather watch Minority Report, to be honest with you, because David Cronenberg hasn't evolved since Existence. But I'm not here to talk shit on Cronenberg. I'm here to say that the movie's premise, real quick, because I know people are listening to this going, "What? Oh, yeah, this is why I don't listen." What ends up happening in that movie is it's very like surgery focused. There's an artist whose art is growing new organs that have no purpose and then having them surgically removed on stage. And he has
sounds very 2080.
Very kind of is. Yeah. It's and it's Viggo Mortensen and Kristen Stewart from Twilight. They're having this conversation, and
she is not a good actress.
I think she's lovely. I love her. She's
you are favorites. Full of shit.
I loved her in Underwater. I think she's beautiful. She's one of my favorite actresses. I love her.
I can't tell. You're working me.
She said. She said. She comes up to me and she says, "I want to operate on you, or I want you to operate on me." And he said, surgery is the new sex. And what Yiffies are saying is, nope, shitting in a litter box. That's the new sex, baby.
I can never tell if we've gotten here because of exposure or if it was always like this and I'm just finding out about it.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's that's what I tell people about evil. I hear people always be like, the world's more evil than it's ever been. I was like, no, it's not, man. It's always been evil. It's always been this.
It's just being reported 24/7.
Yeah. I mean, it's shitty right now, but it's not more evil. It's not more evil than it's
you just know about it.
Yeah.
Hey, on an unrelated note, we got Chelsea and Mac in the chat. Welcome aboard.
Yep. Wieners everywhere in the chat. So, back to the story here. This clearly is Ian McKellen.
Oh, yeah. Totally.
What did he do to get put in?
Well, he gagged on the glory of Crowley.
Yeah,
says it right there.
I'm so glad you brought that up. Because
so is Crowley.
I saw that and I was like, man, they're like, but like, you got your Boris Karloff, you got all your horror guys. Why was he the choice?
I don't know. I honestly have no answer for that.
Somebody who's involved in this, I'm guessing it was probably Guy Adams who wrote the script. Like, I want Sir Ian McKellen to choke on Crowley's cock. Yeah, man, what did he do? He's not part of these, like,
I wonder if Ian McKellen knows this is going on.
Maybe he was phoned in. He's a big reader. Dearest Thug.
I was Magneto.
I was Magneto. It would be my greatest pleasure to be featured in your story, Hope. And by the way, I sucked off Aleister Crowley. Could you work that in? Anything for you, Sir Ian?
Aleister Crowley is just a low-level... who's the Scientology guy? L. Ron Hubbard. He just made up a cult so he could have butt sex.
I guarantee you that Aleister Crowley, at the end of every fucking day, was like, at the end of whatever blood orgy he was having, he would sit back and go, I can't believe I fucking got people to buy into this shit.
Oh yeah, to know the real mysteries, you gotta let me fuck in the ass.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I think he was probably just like, God damn it, I pulled it off again, Oh,
hey, yep, Mac in with the info.
Yeah. So Ian McKellen played James Whale in the movie Gods and Monsters. That's right. Have you seen that movie?
I have. It's been a while though.
I remember when it came out and thinking, oh, that's cool. It's a movie about the making of the Bride of Frankenstein. Never did watch it. So yeah, I'm gonna have to do that.
And then at the end of Hope, we had the reveal that Hope's wife shows up in the flesh.
Yeah.
And in the next chapter, we find out that she is here to steal this magic imbued film because she wants to use its power. Hope's trying to, talk her down out of the bell tower.
Yeah.
And then he tries to light the hand of glory on her. It doesn't work.
Mm-hmm.
And then everything goes red.
Yeah. Now, fucking
Argento. Yeah.
Now, Hope, we have established that his wife, not in the flesh, is the one in the gas mask.
I don't know if we have. You and I have no context for her. I'm sure everybody else who's read Hope knows exactly who and what that is. We came in two stories.
Because, I did think that.
I thought it too.
Then there's a quick second. And I don't know if it's in this one or the next one.
That's his wife that shows up at the end.
Yeah, but we also, and it might be in the next one, where you see her and you see the gas mask.
Yeah, looming up behind him. It's in the final
goddamn part, yeah. So
one.
I don't know, man. I didn't know that this is where I wanted Hope to go, but this is certainly where I wanted Hope.
Dude, I can't. So there's going to be a second reel, and I think it's coming in October, which makes complete sense.
Yeah.
So I'm eagerly anticipating. I love the art. I love the direction of it. I love that Boris Karloff and Bela Lugosi and Ian McKellen are weird sex cultists.
Yeah, I mean, it's perfect. Yeah,
yeah. Like with the 2 chapters ago, where we come into the orgy. And, oh, okay, all right,
yeah,
all right, we're here.
Hope for me is like something that I now look forward to every time it's in the prog, but I always also kind of forget that it's a thing that we may or may not get when it's gone. That doesn't mean I don't like it, but
it's one that I go back and reread a lot just to make sure I'm getting all the nuance. And
if I saw Hope for sale in graphic novel form at a local shop, I would buy it.
I wonder if Pittsburgh Comics has it, because he traffics in a lot of 2000s.
Yeah, he does, man. If you're listening to this, you're in the US, Pittsburgh Comics, that's your guy.
Always has the most current.
Yeah.
I got what was the Enceladus story? Titan. I got Titan up there.
Yeah.
And I saw that they're putting the Citadel is already out.
I saw that too. Yeah.
So yeah,
would you you know what, man, when I saw that though, I was like, you know what, I don't know that I need to own the Citadel.
No, but I did pass on the pen TPB
control,
but because they don't have the whole story in there. It's only the last one.
My struggle is I want the pen stuff, but if I saw and it wasn't that hardbound, I would turn my nose up at it and
I would keep the shit out of that.
Oh god, it's terrible.
It frustrates me because it's not the entire pen story.
Yeah, man, it's that's a hard one though. I think at some point though you could probably put like the Small House, you could put Pin
all in one.
Put them all in one. Yeah, that's the way to go. So let's be real weird with this though and continue the Hope story. since we're here and we're doing all the progs together, how do you feel about that? Let's just keep the hope thing going in the next issue.
We did. That's it.
Yeah. Oh shit, that's right. It does end. No. Oh yes, you're right. We just did.
It wrapped up right after the all ages.
Oh, okay. No, yeah, I was like switching back, and then I just realized what we just did when we talked about the end. Okay.
You're just trying to not talk about Skip Tracer.
Man, I'm saying I hate Skip Tracer.
I don't care about. I'm not going to talk shit on it. It's definitely, it's not bad. It's just not for us.
I hate it. I don't know what it is, man. I don't even like the art, and I like the artist.
When they attack Skip or Nolan and his daughter, and they walk up and it's a big reveal. I can't remember these people.
Man, you know what I see?
There they are.
I've been traumatized when I see this little doe-eyed chibi girl.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's that fucking thing from Dexter that I hate that ruins every story.
Oh, Clinks.
And man, spoiler alert, here in a little bit, we got a Dexter and a fucking Skip Tracer. It's a rough day, man. And let's go ahead. I think, do you have anything else to say about the Skip Tracer?
I am so unattached to Skip Tracer. I am not moved that it's the end. I don't care. I don't hate it. And it's not like it's terrible. I'm ambivalent. I am extremely ambivalent.
I had a realization, and this probably says more about me as the reader than it does about the creative team. Because again, that's the thing with a lot of these. You're like, oh man, I've read shit from these people before, and I've seen art from these people before.
See the order,
and it was good, and I don't like it now, or I don't like this. What's going on here? But like, even at the end, there's a point in this where Nolan,
Skip Tracer,
where Skip uses his powers to launch like dumbbells. The antagonist, and I was like, I still don't even know what the fuck his power is. I have no idea what he does.
We've read 3 stories, and it's pretty amorphous.
If somebody came up to me on the street, I guess I am going to talk shit on Skip Tracer.
Here we go.
No, so this is more about where I'm at with it. If somebody came up to me on the street and they were like, "Hey, you read 2000 AD? What's Skip Tracer about?" This is what I would say. I'd be like, so it's about this guy. He has like a cool haircut, and has these powers, and he fought this guy that kind of looked like Deathlock, and he had a daughter who looked like the Lady of Rage with the afro puffs, and that's it. That's all. I don't have anything. I don't know what his power is. I don't know why the fuck Nimrod
he stole Lone Star's Space Winnebago from Spaceballs.
Yeah, man. I'm sorry that I don't like this.
Hey, at least we're not bullshitting people.
No, man.
You will always get honesty from Cursed Earth Radio. Yeah. Not necessarily accurate facts, but there will be honesty. I don't. It's a struggle for me to read Skip Tracer. I'm not invested in it.
Yeah.
Same thing with Dexter. We came in too late. I think on both. We had no pre-existing knowledge. And the first one we read where Nimrod showed up, and we were both like, what's Deathlock doing here?
That was the closest. That was the closest for me that I was ever like, all right, man, I might be in on this, because
it's Deathlock. It's somewhere in time, Eddie,
Yeah. Oh, fuck. Deathlock is just a ripoff of Eddie, or vice versa. Who came first?
Deathlock came first. He's the alpha. So he's the patient zero.
So there was Deathlock, then
Eddie, then Nimrod.
Man, so Deathlock's been around that long?
Yeah, 70s.
Wow.
It's like I've got no tether to this, and I know you'll be excited to see that the Survival Geeks has a collection now.
I did see that, yeah, and I'm so excited for any Survival Geeks fans. Man, this is weird for me, because the more we've dug into this, the more stuff in 2000 AD I have that I don't like. I have 3 solid things in 2000 AD that I just don't dig, and it's Sinister Dexter, it's Skip Tracer, and it's Survival Geeks.
That's the thing about an anthology. You gotta. It's like Cornette says, you got to have a buffet for something for everybody.
Yep.
And that's just not that's not the pudding we're looking for. We're looking at the salad bar wanting pudding, and it's not there.
Yeah, man. So I guess we just move on past.
There's that.
Yeah.
What do you think of the music of the Spheres Terror Tales, the vaguely veiled Sid Barrett allegory?
Yeah, man, I'm gonna sound like an asshole. I didn't care about that one either.
That's fine.
It was okay. It did have
it is what it is, man. It is what it is,
and it did make me think of a great short story that I read that was written by Joe R. Lansdale. And it was called Joe R. Lansdale, of course, is the man who did Bubba Hotep.
Fucking amazing movie.
And he did something, the Bleeding Black Shadow. I don't know if you've ever, The Bleeding Shadow. And it's a story about a jazz musician who makes this record, and it's like, when it's played, it opens up this portal, and you have to play it over and over. And if you stop playing it, this bleeding shadow comes into our world, and it'll come and it takes you. So you end up having, this guy who's like, he's staying up. He has to, a record's like what, 17 minutes?
He has to stay up long enough to keep flipping it.
He has to keep, flipping it or restarting it, and it's just exhausted. And it's just a super cool noirish sort of thing. It reminded me of that. That's all I got on this one, though. I mean, it was fine. It was like just not. It was all right. Yeah.
Do you want to talk about Dexter and get that out of the way so we can talk about the new Judd story that we got last week?
Yeah, we can. I skipped Dexter, man.
Okay.
I didn't skip Tracer, but I skipped Dexter. I'm at that point with Dexter.
Do you like Peaky Blinders? Were you hoping to get Peaky Blinders with Dexter?
My wife loves Peaky Blinders.
Here we are.
Yeah.
If I see one more meme on Facebook about how loyal a person is, and it's a fucking picture from Peaky Blinders, right. I'm going to put my thumbs in my eyes.
You know what I thought we would be getting more of at this point? More Viking people.
Yeah, I really thought the Northman was going to lead to this awakening of
it didn't, man.
Middle-aged dudes that think they're Vikings all of a sudden.
It did not, yeah.
Like, I saw the trailer for that. I think I saw it in front of the Batman. And I immediately went, there are going to be douche nozzles showing up to those showings in costume.
No, they didn't, man. If you live in the United States and you wear the Hammer of Thor necklace, I immediately think you're a dork. I immediately think that you're a dork and that you probably beat your wife. That's wrong. Now, if I went to like Finland or something, and there were some people over there,
that's where the old gods live,
right? But like, I know too many hillbillies in West Virginia that wear that stuff, and I'm like, no, that's not you.
No, it's what they showed me on the internet.
Is it the same thing as just fucking walking around with an Indian Native American headdress? Isn't it the same thing?
It's appropriation, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and again, that's a whole thing for me where I'm like, maybe this is just me being like,
this is our last episode.
Yeah, I'm saying maybe this is me being old and white, and like I see, and again,
are very much.
If I see some dude walking around in dreadlocks, I'm like, he's just living his happy life. If I see some dude walking around dressed like a fucking samurai or with, I don't jump on people.
Is that a Hondo City judge?
Yeah, I don't go like, you're culturally appropriating, right? And it's not my place anyway. But if I see a dude in a fight with the Viking Hammer of Thor, I'm like, I know you try to tell people that's your fucking religion and you're a fucking dork. That's how I feel.
It's because they're usually aggressive about it. They go out of their way to try to be alpha male about it.
I had a guy, a frat boy one time, and I respected him for this though. But he did tell me this. He was talking about getting drunk and like fucking pissing himself. And we became friends because I was straight edge and he was not. And we thought it was funny. But he goes, man, people just don't understand the Greek lifestyle. He's like, he's like, it's just part of the lifestyle. It's part of the culture.
There's no culture.
It's like just banging chicks and getting drunk and fucking falling and getting a concussion and brain bleed, man. Bruh. This is a cool conversation. And that's Skip Tracer.
Well,
that's Dexter. I don't fucking know what we're talking about.
All right, so
yeah, you go, because people do listen to this that probably want to know about Dexter.
Well, this ain't the podcast to listen to know about Dexter or Skip Tracer or Survival Geeks. We've been very upfront with that.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the 2 chapters we have of Judge Dredd Special Relationship.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Because we're in the magazine, we're getting what happened to Dredd after the Atlantis incident.
Mm-hmm.
And this ties back into that because we have the first thing we see is the Sob judges running their hacker farm, which is eerily similar to how Russia actually operates right now.
Yeah.
We see.
How would you know that, Russian bot?
I don't know.
I fucking proved it right here live on the air.
Yeah. So we get the video of the mechanismos who got corrupted during that incident, gunning down the judges, and a couple of them happen to be Brit-Sit judges. So now we have a knot where the Brit-Sit judges think that the megacity judges killed their judges in cold blood during the Atlantis incident, and apparently it's a co-funded project between Brit-Sit and Megacity One.
Yeah,
there's contention about the rebuild, how much who's paying what, this, that, and the other. And now we have the Brit-Sit judges have taken control of the way, whatever that way station is called, that waypoint.
Yeah.
And they have Megacity judges under armed guard. So is this a coup? Are they trying to start a coup within the Brit-Sit judges and using this as the cover?
Yeah.
There's tension.
I really like this because you don't get to often see like the weird, like sort of political interaction between the cities. And like, I don't know, man, for a long time, I always thought this was interesting, but when they draw a lot of artists, and I want to see who did this while I'm talking about it. Patrick Goddard. A lot of artists and writers, it felt to me, and I'd love to know what some of our listeners from the UK actually think. I always felt like they kind of portrayed like the Brit-Sit judges as kind of nerdy and not tough and not cool and kind of like stick in the mud. Like they almost played up the stereotype.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, they very much play the American stereotypes and Megacity One.
And, you know, and so, and I always thought that was interesting that like, you know, Dredd is the ultra American. And so on the other side, the Brit-Sit guys were like the ultra stereotype of that. So I'm assuming that's what it was. But here I was like, man, this other Brit-Sit judge, this dude with the mustache.
Oh, that guy's a hard ass.
He's the Brit-Sit Dredd. And I was like, that's kind of cool. And just, I don't know, man, the way they're drawn looks fucking awesome.
I like the lion's head pauldron instead of the eagle.
Yeah, this guy is like super cool. And I like the way these guys are like, I don't know, man. I don't want Brit-Sit to be a bunch of fucking, I don't want them to be pansies.
No, that dude looks like a bare knuckle brawler.
Yeah. So I kind of liked how he and Dredd had their little weird moment there. So I don't know.
The pissing contest.
Yeah.
And the, what is it? The debriefing about the Atlantis incident.
Yeah. I want more Brit-Sit and, Megacity judge interactions. I want them to team up. I want them to have beef. I want all of it.
I love the fact that we get the shot of the Megacity One judges in the submarine because they're going to hit this island station that the Brit-Sit judges have taken.
Yeah.
And they're getting ready to dive, and they still have the fucking shoulder pads on the dive suits. Wouldn't that be a little bit more difficult to swim with when you've got 20 pounds on your shoulders?
What if they're like the little orange floaties?
They're floaties. That's what they are. Not all the judges can swim.
Yeah. That's what I just assumed, that they have a flotation. I mean, you know, that's Megacity would think of that shit.
And they're diving in the Black Atlantic. Wouldn't that just fucking dissolve you?
Yeah.
Right off the bat.
Yo, did you take the in one of these? Maybe it was in the sci-fi special. Did you take a little quiz? Was that in the sci-fi special?
I believe that's the sci-fi special.
We'll save that
for the end of the episode.
Yeah.
The all ages prog.
Yeah. Sorry, the all ages prog. I thought that was cool. But moving along. What else you got about this? We're kind of at the point now where it's time to talk about Brink, and
we covered Dexter. God, this is. Yeah, there's Peaky
Blinders. We're never doing this again. Let me tell you, we're every week right on time.
Fucking no. So we're talking about Brink?
Yeah,
talk about Brink. So Mercury has gone dark. Nolan, I still feel, is in way over his fucking head.
Yeah.
He's been picked up by Habsack. He's gone back to his editor. He thinks he's got the hot story, but Nolan doesn't read the room. And he doesn't notice that everybody's staring up at a screen like chickens in a rainstorm.
Yeah.
So Vovek is in full gear. The drowsy time is over. Now is the time of toil. And this agitator that's been in the Union, stirring up all this cult activity, wouldn't you fucking know it? He's a plant.
Yeah.
He's a plant. He washed off all his tattoos. He has the tattoo now.
That was the best way to reveal that too, man. Mm-hmm. Just such a cool, like, I don't know, very cinematic way to reveal, like, oh shit, because that was one of these things where, like, as the story goes on, it's just like there's layers and you're just peeling back more and more layers, and it gets more and more intriguing, and not a second's worth of action in the whole thing, but still has you glued to it the whole time. You got to know what's going to happen. I'm really like you, just waiting. All right, man, when's our guy going to die? When's our guy going to get it? How's he going to get it? His girl's not coming back.
No, she's dead.
She's got to be dead.
I guarantee you she's dead.
Yeah.
So the whole thing has been a smokescreen for Gentile, because they've been working on this deep space travel where only the rich and affluent are going to get off Hab.
Yeah.
And we need to distract them. We need to jingle some keys in front of the monkey.
Yeah.
And how do you do that? You stir up some sect violence with some weird cult shit. You send in an agitator to get all the rubes stirred up.
Yeah. Oh, now we have to get out.
Yeah. You put psychotropics in the drinking water to stir this fervor of revolt and riot. But our boy's been drinking bottled water.
Yeah. And it's that thing where, you know, the conspiracy theorist, or like, in my case, you know, my old hippie girlfriend that was always packing her own kratom tablets and swearing by it. God damn it, they were right.
The whole time.
God damn it, it does have healing properties.
Shit.
Turns out, yeah. So and man, his, you know, the speech with the plant, you know, when he's like talking about
I am what the Unreach has said, spoke of me. I know its name. It knows whatever weird cult shit he's.
And when he was saying, like, you know, we built humanity, you know, like, and it lives here, and we can't let it reach beyond nobody leaves, and it's just this whole, like, really kind of creepy and cool. It's like everybody's being played,
and it's delivered with fervor and religious indignation, and everybody else went out and bought their costumes, and they're all in. And then he goes home, like that whole transition where he's leaving, and you see him, and somebody at one panel when he gets where he's going, and they call him by a different name. I went, motherfucker.
Yeah, this is going to end up with a man in a Grand Poobah hat and face paint at the Brink Capitol, isn't it? That's what's going to end up happening here, man.
Man, it's
going, wait a minute, I'm the bad guy? What the fuck happened?
They're going to blow up the Brink.
Yeah.
And they're going to kill everybody and escape it. And it seems like a shit plan. We're going to escape into deep space. What the fuck are you going to do there? We'll be in deep space.
Be rich.
Be rich and have nowhere to spend it.
Let's be honest. It always comes back to fucking.
Yeah.
They're going to go and have a big orgy in space, and you're going to have yiffies. And you're going to have the nipple clamps.
What? Why?
It all comes back to fucking. It really does, man. I always said
welcome to the podcast.
Those dudes, they're the fucking, they're the fucking those guys. They're eyes wide shut. That's what that is. It's fucking.
They're incels.
Yeah.
Incels in space.
Yeah.
That's what this is.
Yeah, man.
I can't. There's going to be a huge fucking calamity, right? It has to be.
Yeah.
I can't see them actually pulling this off and blowing up the Brink.
The only other alternative, though, I'm thinking now, what if the other alternative is, you know, Nolan saves the day somehow, and then everything goes back online.
Everybody's miserable in space.
Well, because here's the thing. Now I'm thinking of Eyes Wide Shut. How long has it been since you've seen Eyes Wide Shut?
Probably early 2000s.
Oh man, so the whole message is this whole like Eyes Wide Shut thing. You know, he goes out and he has this crazy night, and then he retraces his steps because, you know, he thinks he's like, holy fuck, you know, I went through some shit. Nothing really. Everything kind of comes back to like make him question whether or not anything really happened, or is, you know, his life just so boring and mundane that
invented all this.
He kind of allowed himself to play fantasy for a while, blah blah blah.
So it's a little American Psycho
in a way. Yeah, it's I really like it. It's one of my. I don't know if it's one of my favorite Stanley Kubrick
Vanilla
films.
Sky. That's for sure.
It's a good Kubrick movie, but
it's the last Kubrick movie, that's for sure.
Yeah, but made me, you know, think about what if, like, you know, everything's averted, crisis is averted. He's worked himself up with this whole thing.
Worked himself into a shoot, you might say.
Drinking this water, but what's going to happen is everything's going to go back online. Everything's going to be like pushed under the table. Everything's going to be swept under the rug because it almost happened, but it doesn't. The powers that be, and he's going to look kind of fucking crazy.
Mhm.
And his girl's going to come back. Oh yeah, man, there was this, fucking thing going on. I couldn't get back, but everything was fine. It turns out, and he ends up looking like a fucking nut job. And then it works itself all the way back around to whatever that shit that he was working on before that kind of broke him and that got him like demoted. It wasn't that he had a psychotic break. It was the same shit. I don't know. That's a possibility too.
I mean, it is. And that would fit with how Brink is written.
Like this guy ends up, sort of becoming the scapegoat, because everything that he's privy to, it's all like underground. It's all happening like under the surface. And he's got this, he's got his eyes on all of it, but the guy on the street, the lady selling the fancy water, has no idea this stuff's about to crack loose. So let's say it doesn't happen. His lady returns, and all of a sudden it's like, oh man, you're like tinfoil hat.
I could see that, but we also see the story unfolding from the Union side that doesn't involve Nolan.
Yeah.
So we're being presented that, so it has to be happening.
Yeah. Well,
it's not just in Nolan.
No, I don't mean that it's in his head. What I mean is it's actually happening, but he averts the crisis averted, and then they sweep it under the rug and make it look like, oh no, he's just crazy. He's just worked himself up. Oh, you know how he was before.
It does. They do have pre-existing precedent for this.
Like his girl returns, and he's like all fucking crazy and worked up, but there's no signs of anything.
Like that scene in A Beautiful Mind where he's in the garage and he's got all the fucking.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah. Who knows? Yeah. This could go so many different ways, man. How many more?
I don't know. It seems like we're going to have at least 2 or 3.
Yeah.
My favorite Kubrick movie would have to be The Moon Landing in 1960.
It's a good one. That is a good one. Alien Autopsy. His film Alien Autopsy was also great.
They faked the moon landing with CG back then. Man, they couldn't do CG back then. What the fuck are you talking about?
Have you seen The Thing remake? How many years did that come out? And it still looked pretty bad.
Oh shit! I went to go see The Thing in theaters.
Yeah,
for its 40th.
Oh, not that one. Not that one.
No,
I'm sorry. The Thing remake, which was good but had really shitty CG.
My buddy referred to that as Kurt Russell has a vagina.
Yeah,
which is basically what it was. I don't need to know what happened before. I need to know all I need to know about what happened before in the first scene in The Thing.
Yeah. I'll tell you what though, I liked it. It had bad CG, but it was good.
Man, I went back and watched Dracula 2000.
That's the worst movie of all time.
I had a soft spot for it because the wife and I saw it when it came out on New Year's.
Oh no, wait, pardon me. That's the one where Dracula's Judas.
Yes,
that one's okay. I thought you were talking about Dario Argento's Dracula.
No.
Yeah,
no. But the CG in Dracula 2000 is up there with Liu Kang and Shao Kahn becoming dragons. Like it's pretty wobbly.
Yeah.
I did go back and watch John Carpenter's Vampires.
Yeah.
I fucking love that movie. Like it's an unsung Carpenter movie.
I wanted the first part where they're all out being a cool vampire hunting team to be the whole movie. Mm-hmm. And I wanted more of that.
It would have been cool to see the team more in the movie, but that slaughter and then James Woods and the Fat Baldwin brother going out and just like getting the new priest and having to break him in. I loved all the interplay with the church and the one priest going rogue because he got old and was scared.
You didn't think you were getting Dracula 2000 and
we haven't seen each other for a month. Get used to it. It's fun.
Yeah.
We got to talk about the all ages takeover now.
Oh boy.
To wrap this up.
Yeah, man.
This is the whole thing.
We always grumble a little bit when the all ages comes.
We haven't grumbled much since Pandora Perfect.
We're about to grumble now, man. We're about to fucking grumble now. I don't know about you.
Lay it on me, Grumpy Dad.
Well, I even made the mistake here. I said sci-fi special.
Nope.
It's not the sci-fi special.
It's the all ages.
It's the all ages. And this just happened to be one of the all ages ones where it was like there was not a lot that I was into.
Even Pandora Perfect?
No, I love Pandora
Giant
Perfect.
Mutant Chicken?
Pandora Perfect is just that. I think Pandora Perfect just needs to be taken up from the minor leagues and put into the regular prog because it's fucking great.
She was with that one, the sausage.
She should just be there. Oh, I love the sausage. And this for me,
I heard that about you.
This for me was like sausage part 2, man.
Giant chicken.
But before we get there, this Dread story was real good. I like this Dread story a lot.
I love the art, man. And did Joel Carpenter do the art before, or they?
No, I don't think so, man.
I love the way he renders the uniform.
He did. For me, I'll be honest. I like the previous all ages Cadet Dread artwork a lot better than this one. That's a stylistic thing. I liked it better.
You enjoyed this because of the gigantic ape-like
the
figures.
Emo apes. I did like the emo apes. Yeah.
I heard a phrase for the mullet haircut that I'd never heard today.
Ape drape.
Yeah. How did I fucking? You were the first person I thought of.
Yeah. So long story short, we're at this like.
We're at the zoo.
Yeah, what do they call it? This is called Zootropolis, which I thought was really clever. But whatever this place is called, they import all of these really unique and rare extraterrestrial space animals, and
they're always getting new and interesting species.
Shit that they didn't even know existed. Some of this shit, and this guy, this little dork with the red hair here, who looks like somebody's assistant. Man, he's great at finding these things.
You know, as soon as I read that, I was like, this guy's just kidnapping people and turning them into monstrosities, isn't he?
Oh, you went there immediately.
Oh, sure.
I immediately went, oh, this guy's totally just feeding them. So I've played right into what the author wanted me to do, because this girl's here looking for her boyfriend who disappeared a couple of days ago. She's putting up flyers, and, you know, of course, Cadet Dread gets on her ass for putting up flyers instead of...
We don't have empathy here at the Justice Department.
But I mean, that's great. Like, as far as the way this was written, and like it had all the beats that you want in something like this. You want to know, if you've never read anything before, you understand a little bit about the zaniness of Mega City. Mm-hmm. You understand how the judges work, and you get a nice resolution and a cool ending. But yeah, as Johnny said, it turns out they're not feeding people to these creatures. They're turning people into these creatures.
He's got a creature maker gun. Because why not?
Yeah, which explains why these monkeys look so funny, man. This one monkey's wearing glasses, and like I said, they've all got like weird emo hair.
You would be living your best life,
dude. I'd be like, just blast me with that gun, man. Just give it to me, yeah. So Cadet Dread goes on a little adventure. He fights a couple creatures, but yeah, at the end we find out that the dude's used the creature maker gun. He gets turned around on him,
and one of the creatures is the husband of the lady that's putting up the flyers at the beginning, and they get to go home together, which seems very uncared. Like Dread would have that creature taken off and shot, but they're gonna go home and try to fuck.
Yeah, and man.
That poor woman's gonna get split open.
I know. Yeah, I know. She's going. Yeah, man. She looks pretty fucking excited though. If you look at her face.
If you think sex is weird now, wait till you're in we're 2008.
And he calls her blurful.
My wife loves
so blurful.
You gotta sweet talk him.
Yeah. You know what my question was though at the end of this?
What's that?
Like the human monkeys, all the creatures that are in this jail, mm-hmm. Do they stay, or does he release them all?
I don't. You would figure if that one got out, they somehow let the other ones out.
Dude, these monkeys, going back to the monkeys here, monkey people, they look super happy. They are not upset at all. They're just throwing shit at each other, hanging out in their cage.
I mean, that's how you would be rolling.
That's true, man. Once you've been turned into a monkey and put in a zoo, what really concerns do you have? None.
You're free.
Yeah. So yeah, this was cool, man. I do have to say, I think I prefer the art in the last All Ages, which had like a little bit more of a like. I remember thinking like, man,
it was a little chunkier, right?
It was like it could almost be in the regular prog, which I like, but I do like the All Ages take. But for my money, I like it. This is not a problem with this art; it's just my preference. But then we got a nice. What kind of judge are you? Don't forget that.
I didn't. Oh, okay, I didn't take the test.
Oh, you didn't take the test.
No.
Oh,
what kind of judge are you?
So you take the test, and it's real super easy. We'll give the listener an example if you haven't read the All Ages Prog, because I know some of you guys are anti All Ages, but it's a pre-assessment evaluation, Academy of Law, Mega City 1. So if you're going to join the Academy of Law, they'll ask you something like this. Scenario 1, block war. Citizens of Vin Diesel and Dwayne Johnson are poised for an all-out block war. What do you do? And you get 3 options, and each one has 3 options, and you just tally up which of the options you chose the most. And you can be a street judge, a side judge, or a tech judge. And most of my answers, almost all but one, I think, were B. Here's
I'm getting all A's when I'm reading this.
I'm not. I could have guessed that. I really would have guessed that because I ended up being a side judge.
I wouldn't have guessed that.
And it's because most of my answers have empathetic responses. and it was my profession. I answered it as myself. And I got that. Whereas the street judges are like, confront them, confiscating the illegal substances and sentence them to the Juve cubes, effective immediately.
That's what I'm here to do, man. It's my job.
Yeah. So it was like very much, very, very in character. I figured you would get a street judge. Yeah.
Imagine being on the streets of Mega City 1 as a judge.
Yeah.
Having to deal with the citizens that populate Mega City 1.
Oh, yeah.
That's going to frazzle anybody.
Yeah.
Fucking just here's your sentence. Go. Fucking get out.
Yeah.
I'm done with you.
Yeah, man. You're going to turn into Judge Priest without a doubt.
My favorite judge, he was doing Grud's work.
He was doing Grud's work, man.
He helped that whole cult.
He
achieve their special purpose.
He did. Can't wait for the Judge Priest from Hiya Toys.
Oh, man. It comes with a body bag filled with pedophiles.
So here we've got Lowborn High, Highborn Low. What is
Lowborn High? The art is amazing.
The art is amazing, but it is also very off-putting for me.
I do not care about non-copyright infringing Harry Potter Quidditch.
This is sexy Harry Potter.
Well,
it always goes back to fucking butt.
At least on this podcast.
This is Harry Potter for people that
Harry Pooter.
Oh my God.
The Sorcerer's Bone.
Harry Twatter.
And we're canceled.
So yeah, man, I don't know.
The art's amazing, man. If I'm going to watch Harry Potter, I'm going to watch Harry Potter.
I died on the branch on this one, man. I was halfway through and I was just like, I'm done. I'm good.
It seemed real. When I was reading it, I was like, this is still going.
This
is still going.
Dude, it's for me, it's just the everything about this story is not for me.
We are not the target audience. This is not targeted at middle-aged dudes.
No. And I even
reading the funny books.
I even kind of remember, like when we read the first part of this, the first one, I remember thinking like, man, that is like, it's kind of clever and I like what they're doing. It's not a thing that I like for me. So I got nothing bad to say about this. It
doesn't work for us, brother.
It's not the Skip Tracer where I'm reading it and I'm like, I hate it. It's not Dexter where I'm like reading it and I don't get it. It's where I'm like, I get it, but it's not for me.
Yep.
Now
Future Shock had a monkey man.
Future Shock had a monkey man, and it was for me.
The monkey or the whole story?
The monkey. The whole story was fine. But I'm really just in it for the monkey.
Obviously, it's just all about being what we are as constructs of our brain and the worlds we make.
Yeah.
And turns out we're all just brains floating in brine,
right?
Plugged into a fucking. He's got jumper cables. So
yeah, it's the brain matrix, man.
Yep.
No, it was cool. I really liked a lot of the little this whole Mad Max kind of vibe.
Johnny Mnemonic.
Some of these characters
This is very much Johnny Mnemonic story.
Yeah, Johnny Mnemonic. Yeah, definitely.
Downloaded into my brain.
Johnny Mnemonic without Udo. What's his name? Fucking Udo Kier. Udo Kier. Yeah. I almost said Udo Dirkschneider from Accept.
That's got both Ice-T and Henry Rollins in it.
Yep.
Fabulous actors.
Not a good movie.
It's got Dolph Lundgren, who was the original Punisher.
I remember reading an interview with Dolph Lundgren at the time. He was so fucking pumped to be the Jesus guy.
Street Preacher?
Movie. He was so fucking pumped that they said, what's next for you? And he said, I want to be in the Passion of the Christ. Like he was so fucking into that role.
Well, his stellar line when he's accosting Henry Rollins' character, who knows the location of Jones, who is the brains of the rebellion.
Who's the fucking dolphin, right? Yeah.
Who is Jones? And Henry Rollins goes, he's the guy that fucks your mother.
Yeah.
And that's my takeaway from fucking Johnny Mnemonic.
He's a rape dolphin.
There is scientific data about dolphins doing that.
Yeah, man, those bastards. Yeah, so it was fine. I liked it.
Yeah, it's the Future Shock. It's got the right twist at the end.
It does, yeah. What about this other thing, man?
Scooter and Jinx?
Back.
Man, this was a slog for me.
Yes, a slog for me too.
Yeah, I remember as soon as I started reading it, I went, oh, fuck, that's right. These two.
Yeah, I was like, they're back.
This is not for me.
No.
And it felt like reading War and Peace. It just kept going. I'm like, God damn it. I know. So, yeah, I just don't care.
This feels like way too... man, like artwork wise, it feels way too juvenile, but then as far as the story goes, it just feels like too much of a drag.
And the Catman's gonna have sex with the robot lady.
I don't know, man.
Tune in next week.
If I pose a question to you, sir. I don't know. Since you're from the 90s, as am I.
I'm in my 90s.
If this was Toe Jam and Earl in the 2000 AD world, how would you feel about that?
I wasn't huge on Toe Jam and Earl.
You don't like Toe Jam or Big Earl?
Dude, I was playing Splatterhouse.
Yeah, man.
I was playing Splatterhouse because I hit that thing with a 2x4 and it splattered.
Yeah.
So that's my gaming zone for the 90s.
Well, I'm gonna make you real sad and depressed. Well, I'm gonna make 12-year-old you real sad.
Okay.
In Toe Jam and Earl, you could get in the water and swim a really long way, and you would end up in a hot tub with babes.
Oh,
you missed out, man.
I'll have to go back and look at those.
You would have been babes. Fucking splattering more than sludge demons. Pandora, perfect. We already kind of covered this one.
This is amazing. It's such a good one shot.
Man, the artwork in Pandora Perfect is so good.
It fits it like a glove, man. It captures the whimsy, but still being that quintessential British sci-fi feel to it.
Yeah. I want to own a page from this so badly. And there's so many great pages. Like everything is just completely filled to the brim with cool little details. Like this kablooey page at the end where this chicken is exploding into nuggets.
Fucking love the look of the chicken. The eyes are so fucking expressive.
And man, this is probably for sale right because the broker that sells the Pandora Perfect artwork almost puts up every story, and I guarantee you it's for sale, and it's probably not that much. And I'm not going to go look for it because I would end up spending money that I don't have. But man, it is definitely on my list to one day own a nice page from Pandora.
You need to get the slot-titted monkey sloth page.
Oh man, that thing was amazing. Yeah,
there's so much character in Pandora Perfect.
Yeah,
and the art. There's so much to look around and see. It's like not Satanic Panic.
Yeah,
where I can still look and see all this detail and divine answers, but it's not evil. It's look at that slop-titted monkey sloth.
It's fun. It's colorful.
It's got that quintessential British sci-fi feel, and it feels like a cartoon, like a kid's cartoon based in the Victorian age. But I love it. It's one of those. It's under Department K that have come from the all ages that really worked.
Yeah.
Scooter and Jinx, not Lowborn High. Not once again. I'm a 40-something-year-old man having a midlife crisis, shouting about the funny books on the internet radio. I know damn well I'm not the target audience for anything in this prog in the all ages. So,
but you know what, man? I don't know if Scooter and Jinx were done by Brett Parson, I might be in there, man. Like every single fucking panel is amazing. He also apparently, unless they're just not crediting someone, is doing all the colors for this stuff. And I wouldn't be surprised because they all have a very specific feel. They all have a very specific color vibe. And it's just like, man, for me, it's just like one of the things I really look forward to. Pandora Perfect has gotten me through quite a few
all ages
progs, man.
Was it just me, or did Scooter and Jinx feel like it went on forever?
Yeah, man.
Same thing with Lowborn High. They felt double the length of every other story in this prog.
Yeah. And, because of the nature of our podcast, we end up forcing ourselves to read a lot of things. And sometimes that's great. And it keeps us in long enough to love it. And sometimes it keeps us in long enough to realize we don't love it. Hey, before we go, though, there's something that we did not mention that I feel like we should mention, which is the cover for Prog 2289. Because it was a Greg Staples, man. And
yeah. That's a good looking.
I feel like it's been quite a while since we've seen a Greg Staples. Yeah.
Speaking of things that we didn't cover real quick, I don't know if you read the Tharg Note in the All Ages or the last prog.
No.
Not 22.8. Yeah, I think it was 2289. You would notice. No, it was 2290. Sorry, because we haven't done the sci-fi special yet. If you look at the Tharg Note in the prog for 2290, it's the Tharg Note for the sci-fi special. It's in the wrong prog. We may get to the sci-fi special. I don't know. We definitely have to cover the Meg this month.
So wait, you're saying that they fucked up and put the wrong Tharg Note?
Yep. Look at the Tharg Note in this week's prog 2290.
Okay, let's see.
Yep. It's a complete incorrect Tharg Note.
Oh man. Somebody was like fucking copy pasting some shit.
Yeah. You'll have that. I mean, who would make a mistake on?
Well, hey, Tharg, if you're listening,
it's okay, buddy.
And you're gonna, have somebody's job because of this. Let me tell you something. I never read that shit anyway.
I do because I'm always terrified my co-host is going to call me out for not reading it, like Droid Life.
Yeah, Cat Sullivan. Got to read it every week, man. Yeah. So, wow, what a lot of fucking shit to catch up on.
I feel like that was a fairly coherent episode.
Yeah, it's maybe our best episode yet.
You keep saying that, man. Brian Wolf.
Yeah. So next week we got apparently since it's the sci-fi special this week, maybe we'll get Shock next week.
Well, we get 2291 next week.
All right.
And whenever the magazine comes out.
Yeah, man. Can't wait for the magazine. Can't wait to talk about it. Yeah, that's it.
All right.
Let's go away.
All right. So we'll see you next month. I'm kidding. We'll be back more regular. We're taking our fiber.
Yeah. Okay. We're at that age now. So best friends in the whole wide world, Heavy Metal Kid.
Cool Jonathan Cool.
And you've been listening to
Wiener.